Well, it is Tuesday night, and another a work week for me is finished because we break for Thanksgiving at this time, and now I can finally relax. I'm sitting here with my cat, and I have here a copy of House and Garden magazine from 1968, which is a year I've never done in any of my reviews. So this should be interesting. 1968 was a very contentious year for the United States. There was a lot that happened that year. The assassinations of Martin Luther King and Bobby Kennedy, all kinds of protests, the Vietnam War, it was a rough year for this country, but maybe we'll get a glimpse of that, or maybe not, because I haven't even opened this magazine yet. But this is June 1968, House and Garden. And it says, delights of summer at home and at play, scores of fresh ideas for cool, inviting rooms, carefree houses, casual summer parties, fragrance in your garden, fun, games, and amusements. And one thing we will get a look at is the style of the 60s, of the late 60s. You know, you can see little snippets with like the stereo in the wall here, which was classy. The way the cabinet was. Look at this this chair with this sort of was that Dutch, maybe Dutch pattern? I mean, very interesting look. This issue was 75 cents at the time. And then there's a ad on the back for Drexel Furniture. So, using Friday here as my base, I'm going to start flipping through it. How many feet go into every square yard of your carpet? And that's a pun, obviously. They're not talking about the measurement, but they're talking about how many feet scuff or soil your carpet, and that's why the carpet that keeps its bloom long after others have lost theirs. So basically, it's a durable carpet in a very bright color. I wouldn't want my carpet that color. This is the Toll Reputation. This is silverware, which looks very familiar to me. I believe we had this silverware when I was growing up. The Toll Reputation, when everyone's pattern begins to look like it could help to make up your mind. And then the table of contents. And we get to Comfort Can Be Beautiful. Simmons, they make the beauty rest bed. And now look at this 1960s style room with the oh my gosh, this looks like where I grew up. I mean, seriously, because I mean, as a kid, things weren't much different than this for me when I was a young child in the 70s. So, I mean, the books and the bookshelves, these colors, that TV, this all looks very familiar to me. Here's the newest, smartest way to entertain. Cook right at your table with the new Ronson Table Chef. This is a you see something like this when you go to like a catered dinner where they put the little burners under plates. Or maybe you could use this for fondue, which was a big deal in the 60s. I generally speaking, I don't think people liked it too much because if you're having company over for dinner, you probably just want to have the meal ready so people don't have to cook their own food in front of them. I mean, that might have been a fun thing to do then, because I know fondue was... It seems like a cool novelty idea. It says, Table Chef is a portable butane gas range that does everything your kitchen range can do anywhere you want it to, and it's fun. No smoke, no odor, no spill, no splatter. So... yeah, you put fuel into it. I don't know. That just doesn't seem like it would be odorless. I know butane is clear burning. I learned that from watching King of the Hill. Next time your wife tells you to paint the wall, give her the brush. Then get yourself some weldwood. Weldwood Pre-finished paneling is a lot like messy. It's a lot like it's a lot less messy to put on your wall than paint. Put out by U.S. Plywood, and there's a picture of the guy, and he's just covered in paint splatters, and he looks mad. Kind of looks like Al Bundy. Here is Kintile floors to make brick floors. And once again, let's look at some of the artifacts from the 60s here. The stereo with the LP player. Look at this sort of fireplace / Ben Franklin stove hybrid here. The use of green, the use of shag carpet. Some antique style furniture. Here's some antiques, questions and answers. I think this might have been sponsored by White of Meebane Antiques. Here's another sterling silverware. I don't think people do this anymore, but my parents had a set of silverware, or they still have a set of silverware that's gold plated, and they take it out for special occasions. Me and my wife, we don't really have a special set of silverware though. We just have our own crap silverware we've had that's all kinds of mismatched forks and spoons. Here's a KitchenAid dishwasher, which looks very much like the dishwasher I grew up with. I could even operate this. The same buttons. I mean, this is exactly like what I grew up with. Growing up, that was my dishwasher. Here's a cute. We don't think quality is old-fashioned. For the all new KitchenAid dishwasher for people who believe in old-fashioned quality. Here is the custom-made, ready-made, about $12. These are curtains. Another thing that I think Walmart has, at least for people like me, I mean, because I know that there's a lot of people who would never think to buy their home furnishings at Walmart or whatever. But for me, I think that curtains and things like that, I just pick up cheaply because I feel like they're going to get ruined anyway, so I don't like to invest a lot of money in them. They're going to get dusty, the cats are going to scratch them, their sun's going to fade them, so I think things have changed. Back then, curtains were a much bigger deal. This is a very big magazine, so I need my cat for this video to help me prop it up. And he's very fine with that, as you can see. Wall-to-wall carpeting. This is a good example. I don't know if you saw the show The Brady Bunch. It was on all the time when I was a kid. This is AstroTurf. This really existed in the 60s and 70s. People would AstroTurf their yards all over the place. They loved AstroTurf. And we did something with AstroTurf when I was a kid, and I can't remember what it was. We put it somewhere. But this was a big thing in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, the AstroTurf, because it always looked green. It had a textured surface, and but it's something that people wouldn't do nowadays. At least I don't think so. Let's see. Swing Away will help you break the ice. This is ice crushing machines for making your drinks. And here on the opposite page is an ad for J&B, which is a type of scotch. I don't know who he is, but he just ordered J&B. Says this pretty girl in the picture. So the assumption is that she's attracted to the man who ordered the pricey whiskey. And this is probably, I don't think the choice of whiskey is going to, even then, it's going to have much impact. But that was just a good example of ads back then. The kid cushioned floor. There's a picture of some Girl Scouts in the old style uniform. And it looks like linoleum. Congolium. It's linoleum is we had linoleum growing up too in the kitchen. My mom insisted on having In the kitchen and bathrooms, we had linoleum. My mom never liked carpet. She always kind of preferred linoleum because it would clean easy. Here is the Sinatra Touch. It still has the card. This is your lucky number. No one else has it. So if you, yeah, I'm filming it, so now you have the number 2. Use it for a lottery ticket or something. Win $1,000 cash, which back in 1968 was worth a lot more. And win 100 numbers in this issue of House and Garden have been chosen to win $1,000 each, and you may have gotten one of them. To find out, just tell us what you want. Tell us if you want to audition the greatest record album value of the year. You're invited to audition free this exclusive 6-record collection of the all-time great recordings of Frank Sinatra. The songs, the style, the magic moments of music that won him fame as the most fabulous entertainer of our time. And among other songs, you can listen to All the Way, Witchcraft, Put Your Dreams Away, Come Fly With Me, Young at Heart, Learning the Blues, That Old Feeling, 3 Coins in the Fountain, Only the Lonely, Rivers Stay Away From My Door, Love and Marriage, 60 songs in all. On all these records in this set. So this was listen for 10 days to 60 of the greatest songs ever recorded by The Voice in a beautiful 6-record album for $14.95, which was a lot of money back then. That wasn't cheap. Thermidor, stoves, doorknobs, People Who Know by Bigelow. Here's another good example of this, the color and style of the 60s. You know, the funny thing is, I know some of you are older than me, some of you are younger than me, but I don't know how you feel about 1968, but for me, it really, for most of my, like as a child, if I had a 1968 coin, I didn't save it. If something was done in 1968, I sort of considered it recent. Nothing about 1968 really interested me because when I was growing up, it didn't seem all that different from the times I was living in. I still saw I saw the same cars, the same buildings still existed. Kids born before 1968 were in school when I was in school, so it wasn't really a big deal. Now it does seem like a long time ago, but this is Franciscan Masterpiece China, a product of Interpace. This is weird. Can you see Monaco in your future? Its regal beauty will grace your table. I don't exactly understand the ad here. Another dishwasher ad by Waste King Universal. And it has the Good Housekeeping seal. Let's see. That fluffy globe furniture company. Decanters for your wine. American Independence and the New Revolution of Living. This is like rustic living. Charbroilers. Samsonite outdoor furniture. Samsonite cushioner for outdoor furniture that could hold up against the weather. And that's another thing. Back then it was probably expensive. Now you can go to Walmart and get patio furniture that will last years. Because I have patio furniture, and every year, 2 or 3 times a year, I just take it and spray it in the backyard, and let it dry in the sun, and it's as good as new every time. Jet dry, still use that. I still use this. Now it's a liquid. The fresh one. This is American Standard. You open the toilet, and all these flowers come out. It says a toilet that ventilates itself. This has to be the freshest idea since American Standard moved plumbing indoors. And see, there were a lot of people in 1968 who remembered outdoor plumbing. And you know, the funny thing is it wasn't just bathrooms. For years and years and years, kitchens were detached from the house too. All plumbing was outside. What's new for living? Flashlights. There's movable arches. More silverware. See how Reed and Barton Sterling revels in color to rekindle the warmth of a colonial room, the glitter of Elizabethan days, and the brilliance woven into modern masterpiece. I don't think of Elizabethan times when I look at silverware because they didn't really use it the way we do. Low Brothers paints. A little kid in a rain slicker with a can of paint. Here's a real good example of a 60s themed ad or 60s feel. There's revolutionary new kitchen art cooking in the Tappan Gas Gallery. And the colors, the dress style, everything about this says 1968. Particularly her pinstripes short skirt with the nylons. They're kind of, I guess they call something like this leggings today, with her little pilgrim shoes, the high neck, the long sleeves, the long straight hair parted in the middle. This is all very much, this endured through the 70s, that style of hair too, because I remember girls with that style of hair. Ramsuda Superkale. If you want a real tree, you have to water it. Not exactly sure if this is about lighting or beds. I'm not sure. Harvard Manufacturing Company. Making bed frames. This is the IXL Furniture Company. Another good 1960s housewife look with the clam diggery kind of pants, but not exactly clam diggers. That hairstyle was very popular. On the Rocks with a Twist. Outdoor cooking. Before trouble starts, use Rid-X. Septic tank solution there. Be a Prince. Turn that cleaning woman back into your... I have this pot. We still use it. Wonder if it's valuable. That green stuff, we still have this. I think I inherited it from my parents. Sour drapes. More... What is this? This is look at upholstery fabric this way. Put in on a park bench to... Three great new ideas make one great new kitchen. There was a lot of this pea green color, or the olive drab green, or whatever you want to call it. This is... Some people think Sunbrella is a fabric made only for awnings. This is an awning. So, that's number one. That's an interesting bathing suit. Or is that some kind of romper or something? Because it's a sweater. I just don't know how good that would be. I'm an architect. This is my home. I built it of redwood. Carson Bowler's home. Wow. We finally get to the beginning of the magazine. After 19 minutes of flipping through ads and stuff. So now we have the articles. And with more artwork showing things from the 60s. Like, for example, this is oil and vinegar on the table. Vinegar and oil, that was dressing. Condiments. You mix it together, make salad dressing, or you pour it on your food. It was... I don't know if it's done nowadays or not, but I don't remember a lot of salad dressing when I was a kid. I remember there was very few choices, and oil and vinegar was usually the go-to for salads. And we're just seeing a lot of good examples of decor from 1968. Sort of a safari thing going on here. More of the same house. A very large pool that I'm jealous of. I would really like that. Get some coffee real quick. I really do need that evening coffee. One pool to swim in, a second to look at. Wow, that's a pretty picture, at least. This is Palm Springs, California. And swimming pools with whirlpool satellites. Wow. This kind of makes me think of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I think was taking place in 1968 too. Those balloons. Wow. I just don't see stuff like that anymore. Work-free weekend houses. The password, privacy. The password, high rise. Happiest of all, 21 closets. The password, high spirited. Toys and gear for summer at play. Fun on a rainy day. Oh, it's showing little toys like Trinamos. I remember those. They were triangular dynamos at first, but then they... This is usually for cat toys now. This kind of tube. Don't drink the water. Nature has been cleaning it for millions of years. Now it's man's turn. Is this talking about fluoridation? Or water treatment, yeah. Planting plan for a fragrant path. That's an interesting idea. So it gives you a plan to do a garden path in at your residence. Look at that calendar. I like that. These look like they've been relegated to Christmas ornaments now. Some of the same artwork you still find at Ross and TJ Maxx. It was probably a lot more expensive back then, because it's made out of resin now, which is cheaper. Back then it was probably made out of some kind of rock. 15 finds under $15. Huh. That's kind of cool. Little, that's made in Portugal. What's with the egg tray? Number 11. Most amusing new candles in years. Oh, it's candles, but they look like eggs. That's actually a good idea. That's a really good idea. Why haven't... I don't know why anyone hasn't thought of that in a long time. Cheese Whiz. French onion cheese whiz by Nabisco. On crackers. Probably tasted good. I've always heard that the food in the 60s tastes so much better than the food we have nowadays. Here's salads composé. More a modest disappearing act. And some recipes from 1968. If you want to cook like 1968, like if you want to make tongue and spinach salad, let me know and I'll give you the recipe. No work, no waste, no worry. The Shenandoah turkey roast. Yeah, it's a turkey breast. It's the kind that doesn't have bones. I always call those bummer Thanksgivings when for some reason we have to have a turkey breast because we don't have enough people over, or we just sort of settle on that just so we can have a taste of turkey. I kind of hate those Thanksgivings, but they happen. Does anyone else have a Thanksgiving where everyone's just not feeling it that year and they're like, we're just getting a turkey breast this year? The Chinese cleaver. No forms. Tiny Norforms, most effective. Oh. Okay. Didn't know what this was when I started reading it. So, you can. Long John Silver. Yeah, I see this at thrift stores all the time, and I remember seeing it back then. And a lot of people must have bought that cup. Love Affair, day and night, jet glass water heaters. Kind of weird picture. Will you help her find love? This is Christian Children's Fund. Your cat will love this playhouse. Ancient coins of the Bible. Set of exact replicas. I have a video where they've been making these for years, and I have a book called Coins of the Bible, and it has the same set on the cover built into it in little plastic sleeves. This is the cocktail bra. It's basically stickers, and they have been playing around with this idea for years and years and years. They're always trying to sell something like this, and I've heard from the women in my life that they don't really work very well. So that's all I can tell you about that. But this is nothing new. They're pushing something like that all the time. They're making these things. Primitive Originals. Some strange ads in this magazine. Corn holders. Now we're getting some weird stuff. Now we're getting into the black hole of 1968. And there's watches, family coat of arms, entertaining at the White House. Look at these telephones. Get your portrait done in oil paints. A new type of bikini. A model ship. We print anything on a t-shirt. This is like trolling the internet now. Bunion night bandage. I guess that's something in everyone's future. We're all gonna fight the war against bunions and ear hair and all of that. We're all gonna lose too. You know, I hate to say it. Right now I'm still young and everything, but I know what's waiting for me down the road. Bunions. Ear hair. My ears are gonna get big. You know, it's just gonna happen. There's just nothing you can do about it. Gonna get gray hair. I mean, that's just the way it is. Just looking at all these ads. A steam chamber. Little Rose Girl. Murder Bug Insect Trap. That sounds kind of morbid. Repeller rope. There's some crazy stuff. Home song. This clock. That's where you could buy it. Like from Back to the Future. The cat clock. Instant lawn. Jumpsuits for men. That's another thing. Like bunions and your hair, jumpsuits are waiting for me too. Because at a certain point, I'm not gonna care. See, that's what happens when you get older. My grandfather, after a while, he's like, I just wear jumpsuits every day. I don't even bother with pants and shirts anymore. And you know what? If jumpsuits and Velcro shoes, I will probably go for that at some point, because why not? Pet doors, fluffy dandelion paperweight. I remember these. There's a dandelion inside a glass. There are them crazy ads in this. Costumes to look like you were in jail. Blemish removers. A paisley tea kettle. Human hair wigs. Tall or big man. Famous brands go king size. A lucky leprechaun. You get your subscription to Vogue here. Air fresheners. A hostess cart. Weight loss stuff. Art lessons, and they have a provocative picture on it. Strange ads in 1968. Stop dogs and cats with chaperone repello sticks. Good gracious. Stone fountains. I should just do a video of nothing but these ads. End bedwetting and prevent embarrassment. And I think we've cut through all of the weird ads. And we've something for cleaning, deodorizing dog stains. Is Friday leaving us? Nope. And think colorful thoughts. Armstrong flooring. No, that was interesting. That was House and Garden from June of '68 with assistance from my cat Friday. And he a few pieces of paper. This is aged paper, kind of a little bit brittle, but Friday was here to assist. I hope you enjoyed his contribution to the video. He's a good cat. He is a good cat. Friday, show your handsome face. Yes, you were a good cat. Anyway, come on. Oh, right. All right. None of that now. Okay. Anyway, Friday says it's time for the video to end, or he's gonna continue attacking me. And I guess on that note, I'll go ahead and end the video. And I sure enjoyed having you here with me. So come back again. We'll look at something new. And until next time, bye.